Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Steins Gate. Time travel's fun, isn't it? Lots of colory lights and the feeling of throwing up and all sorts of great things. But we've got to save Kurisu. I gulped for air. Did I really just travel through time? If so, then this is July 28th. The day Kurisu and I first met. The day I sent the first email. The day it all began. Suza takes out a digital watch. It's a fairly old-fashioned design.
1975年で買ってきたんだ。でもまだ3年も使ってないよ。
This is where a uniformed person would say, "In Japanese, please." Suza sets the watch to the correct time, then hands it to me. The display reads 11:51. Nakabachi's presentation starts at 12.
出るよ。オカリンおじさんはマキセ・クリスをマークして、殺されるのを阻止して。
お前は
サポートに回る。それと携帯を取り上げた理由と関係するけど、ここには7月28日現在のオカリンおじさんもいる。いい？自分自身との接触は絶対避けて。深刻なタイムパラドックスが発生する可能性があるから。
タイターが言っていたことと違うが。
あれは単なるフェイク情報。
She is tired to remember. Everything that she said may or may not have been true. Come to think of it, Alpha Suzaha said the stuff she posted about the many worlds interpretation was fake too.
了解だ。
じゃあ状況開始。終わったらこのタイムマシン前に集合ね。
Suzaha finishes her rushed explanation and motions me towards the hatch. I open the hatch and grab the rim. I squeeze my way out. Suzaha crawls out after me and closes the hatch.
おじさんは隠れて。私がおとりになる。
Suzaha runs up to the emergency door. And then, to my astonishment, she draws a gun and fires at the doorknob. The door opens easily. That must have broken the lock. Any minute now, a crowd of people will run up these stairs to see what happened. My past self will be among them. I need to hide before they get here. That was a close one. I nearly bumped into myself on the 8th floor landing. Right after I ran downstairs to the 7th floor, I heard footsteps running the other way behind me. Those footsteps were mine, no doubt. It was a near miss. To be safe, I descended to the 4th floor before stopping to take a breath. I take a look around, but there's nobody paying attention to me. I wonder what Suzaha is doing. I'm worried, but I need to focus on my own mission. I must prevent Kurisu's death. In about 30 minutes from now, just after Nakabachi's presentation ends, someone will murder her. I know where it happens. In the 8th floor hallway, towards the back of the building where people rarely go. What I don't know is who stabbed her. Instead of running around and drawing attention to myself, I should just wait at the scene. Let's cool off here for about 5 minutes, and then head over there. If I remember correctly, Kurisu tried to talk to me in the assembly hall, but I blew her off and came down here. After that, I tried calling Mayuri, but her phone was off and I couldn't get through, so I went back up to the assembly hall to find her. What time was that? I searched my memories, trying to plot the actions I took on July 28th. It sounded simple when Suzaha said it, but staying away from my past self is going to take more work than I thought. Frustration mounts. I shoved Suzaha's watch into my pocket to quash it? Quash it? That's an interesting word. Just then.
すいません。
Uh-oh. That voice. I turn around.
クリス。
Oh, hi.
私、あなたと面識ありました？
Well, this is a little sudden, isn't it?
いや、
さっきこのビルの屋上から降りてきましたよね。
She looks at me with those beautiful eyes shining with intelligence and strength of will. I thought I would never see her again. But now, before my very eyes is the girl I love. Tears well up in my eyes. I want to embrace her right now in this instant. It takes everything I have to resist the urge. Don't forget, this is our first meeting. This Kurisu doesn't know me.
屋上で妙な音がしたし、ビルが揺れたように感じたけど、それと何か関係が？一体何があったんですか？ドクター中鉢の仕込みとか言わないですよね。
Why did I have to run into Kurisu, of all people? I can't answer. I'm too afraid that if I speak, I'll be unable to contain my emotions. The memory of her last smile is burned into my mind, imploring me to act.
聞いてますか？すごい汗ですけど。
Kurisu looks at me with suspicion. What would happen if I were to grab Kurisu and run? Would divergence change? Would her murder be averted? I recall all the times my Yuri died. I recall all the times I time leaped to save her. Everything I tried ended in vain. I was unable to save her, even once. No matter what I did, the world itself killed her. Won't it be the same with Kurisu? Should I even try? I reach towards Kurisu, my hand shaking.
何ですか？
She steps back in surprise, in fear, clutching a manila envelope to her chest. This is our first meeting. I know that. But to me, she's still the girl I love. If I'd been thinking straight a second ago, I would have realized that my plan to grab her and flee wasn't going to work. Kurisu would never follow some strange man she only just met. Running isn't an option. All I can do is wait at the scene of the crime. Fighting against the urge to stay, I force myself to turn and leave. Well, that's gotta hurt.
質問に答えてください。
But Kurisu pursues me. Why is she so desperate to know who I am? I do look suspicious, I'll admit that. But if she thinks I'm dangerous, why would she come alone? I turn around reluctantly and meet Kurisu's stare.
答えて。
俺は
Can I really save you? The words catch in my throat. Can I save her? I don't know. All I know is that convergence is merciless and cruel, and that I am powerless to stop it.
何です？
I shake my head, then bolt for the stairs before Kurisu can react.
待ちなさい！
When I make it back to the 8th floor, the presentation has already started. I peek in through the door of the assembly hall.
俺が誰なのかはどうでもいい。それより、今あなたが語ったタイムマシンの理論は一体何だ？
Someone in the audience is shouting at Dr. Nakabachi. I wonder who that is. And that someone is me. Now I remember. I confronted Dr. Nakabachi in the middle of his presentation. I called him a fraud for ripping off John Teeter's posts. From this angle, I look like a real butt.
誰かその男をつまみ出せ。
Staff members approach. Darn, this is embarrassing. But there's nothing I can do here. I need to leave before Kurisu appears. I turn around and head deeper into the dim passage. An image flashes through my mind. She was lying there, at the end of this passage, in a puddle of her own blood. Oh, that was so long ago, wasn't it? 20 minutes from now, that's exactly what will happen. Can I prevent it? I must, whatever it takes. There's a pile of junk, toolboxes, cardboard, and the like, about halfway down the passage. The perfect hiding spot. I crouch behind them. Now, all I have to do is wait for Kurisu to show. But what will I do when she does? Only now do I realize that I'm completely unarmed. I really didn't think this through. Kurisu was lying in a pool of blood. That means her killer had a weapon. Since I didn't hear a gunshot, it must have been a knife or something similar. How am I going to defend her? And myself? Is there anything around here that might work as a weapon? I still have about 20 minutes. But one wrong move, and someone might catch me. I shouldn't leave the spot. Maybe I'm being overly cautious, but this is my only chance to prevent Kurisu's death. I don't want to jeopardize that. I don't know what I'd do if I ran into Kurisu again. It's a miracle that I managed to tear myself away last time. The longer I wait in the darkness, the harder it becomes. The anticipation is killing me. So far, not a single soul has passed down this hallway. I can faintly hear Dr. Nakabachi's voice through the mic from far away, but that's it. The silence does nothing but increase my tension. To make matters worse, it's hot and humid. I guess the air conditioner's not on back here. My entire body's drenched in sweat, and I haven't even been hiding for a minute. Sweat drips from my brow to the floor. I rub it out with my shoe. I have to keep waiting. There's no other choice. I stay there, crouched in the darkness, for what seems like an eternity. In the distance, I hear the sound of sparse applause. I glance at Suzawa's watch. It's 12:26. I guess the presentation's over. I peek out from behind the boxes, and just then... I hear footsteps approaching. I quickly duck back behind cover. My heart is pounding. Someone's coming this way. Who? Is it Kurisu's murderer? I clench my teeth and try to drive away the tension. I can only pray that I won't be found. Finally, the footsteps pass right by my hiding spot. Moving only my eyes, I sneak a glance at the person. Oh, it's Kurisu, you murdered yourself? Kurisu? There's no one with her. I didn't expect Kurisu to be the first to appear. What is she doing back here? This area is for employees only. Now that I think about it, Kurisu's murder made no sense. Why was she killed in a place that she would normally never come? Careful to keep quiet, I watch Kurisu from the shadows. About 5 meters down the hall, she stops walking and leans against the wall. She's holding that manila envelope I saw her with earlier. She peeks inside and smiles softly. Why is she smiling? Kurisu rarely smiles like that. I mean, it's more like her to glare at people. I'm glaring at you, manila envelope. Feel my rage. That envelope. I search my memories again. When Kurisu approached me during Nakabachi's presentation, I'm pretty sure she was holding that envelope. But did she have it when I discovered her body? I don't remember seeing it. What could be inside to make Kurisu smile like that? I can't begin to imagine. Kurisu hasn't moved a muscle. She's just standing there, head hung, her face hidden behind her long hair. I can't read her expression. Is she waiting for someone? Who? Who would she meet in a place like this? Oh man, who is she meeting? That's when I hear another set of footsteps approaching. I can't see who it is from where I'm hiding. But given the timing, it has to be the person who killed Kurisu. And as proof, Kurisu raises her head, and upon recognizing the newcomer, lifts her back off the wall. Her expression softens slightly. The footsteps come even closer. Who is it?
話がある。
Kurisu suddenly starts speaking. The footsteps pass right by my hiding spot. I'm so tense, I can't move a muscle. The newcomer finally appears in my narrow field of vision. And it's Dr. Nakabachi!
No.
Dr. Nakabachi? I slap a hand over my mouth to keep from shouting in astonishment. Kurisu and Dr. Nakabachi know each other?
それと一つ忠告を。ドクター中鉢には気をつけて。
Yeah, she did mention that, didn't she? Something else occurs to me. Why would Kurisu, an accomplished scientist, attend the presentation of a man like Nakabachi? He's just a 2-bit inventor. Only 15 people came to hear him speak, and that's including trolls like me. There wasn't even any press conference, or coverage. Besides, Kurisu hates time travel science. That much was obvious from her lecture at ATF. In that case, it's obvious why she's here. She didn't come to see his presentation. She came to see him. But why? What could be that connection? Wait. It can't be.
聞いてるの？パパ。
What? Papa? He's her father. Her estranged father, who she told me she hadn't seen in 7 years.
What in the hell do you want?
Look, please. I just want you to read this. Okay, Dad?
Dad? Nakabachi's her dad?
Kurisu did say that her father was a physicist. And Nakabachi certainly is a physicist, though the scientific community at large has rejected his research. But wait, does that mean that Nakabachi killed his own daughter? Or was it someone else? Someone who is yet to appear? There's no way to know. If I could be sure that Nakabachi was the killer, then I would intervene right now. But I'm not. I better keep watching, see what happens.
それはなんだ？
パパがタイムマシンの発表会をすると聞いて、私も考えてみたの。タイムマシンは作れるのかどうか。
She looks so happy, and it's cute. Kurisu wrote a paper on time travel? But when she spoke at ATF, she rejected the very idea of time travel. Although, come to think of it, she was awfully interested in the phone wave. Darn, forgot how much of a tsundere she was.
読んでパパの意見を聞かせてほしい。それを踏まえて手直しして学会に出してみようと思ってる。相手にしてもらえないかもしれないけど、一応私サイエンス誌とは面識あるし。
Nakabachi takes out the document and starts reading it with a disgusted frown. So, that's what it was. She didn't have anything dangerous in that envelope, like drugs or a gun. It was just some document. But that raises a new question. Could that be the Nakabachi paper? According to Suzuha, that document sparked a time travel arms race that ultimately led to World War III and the deaths of 5.7 billion people.
EU とロシアによる開発競争が火種になって、それにアメリカまでが横やりを入れたから収拾がつかなくなった。
Is that why Kurisu's safety is so important to changing Divergence? I get it now. Nothing is coincidence. Everything is inevitable. Nakabachi flips restlessly through the document. He's not even trying to hide his irritation.
誰がこんなものを書いてこいと言った？
言われてはいないけど、パパが7年ぶりに連絡をくれて発表会を見に来いって言ってくれたでしょ。それがきっかけになったの。それで論文にまとめてみたら、もしかすると作れるかもしれないんじゃないかって思えるようになった。もしその論文が認められたら、学会を追放されたパパのリベンジになるかも。
私は追放されたのではない。
Nakabachi suddenly shrieks at Kurisu, causing her to shrink back in fear.
あの連中は私のレベルの高さに嫉妬するしか能がなかった。そんな奴らに嫌気がさして私の方が見切りをつけたのだ。
That's not the way I heard the story.
怒鳴らないでよ。
Nakabachi gives his daughter a disdainful snort, then goes back to flipping through the paper.
パパって読むの早いね。昔とちっとも変わってない。
Nakabachi even ignores Kurisu's words of endearment.
悪くない内容だ。
本当？この論文はパパと共同署名でもいいと私は思って。
学会には出すな。これは私が預かっておく。
どういうこと？
どういうことだと？わからんのか？たかがサイエンス誌に低レベルな論文が掲載された程度でいい気になるなということだ。なんだ？親に対してその顔は何だ？
ごめん。
An awkward silence follows. I feel no warmth between these two. The only thing I feel is distance. Kurisu, in particular, seems desperate to avoid upsetting her father.
ねえ、久しぶりに会ったことだし、いろいろと話したいんだけど、パパは今、青森に住んでるんだっけ？
Kurisu's trying to maintain a cheerful tone, but I can see that her expression is stiff. I remember how she said she had trouble dealing with her father.
私って父親に嫌われてるのよね。
She looked so lonely when she spoke those words.
帰れ。さっさとアメリカに帰れ。二度と顔を見せるな。
Wow, what a jerk!
でも
何が意見が聞きたいだ。何が共同署名だ。本心ではそんなことこれっぽっちも思っていないだろうが。
He sounds like a child with an inferiority complex.
私を憐れんどるのか、それとも蔑んどるのか、娘の分際で。
What is wrong with you?
何言ってるのよ。落ち着いて。
私は十分落ち着いておる。指図するな。
This is bad. It's almost time for Kurisu's murder. Was it really Nakabachi, her own father, who killed her?
私が今日この場にお前を呼んだ理由を教えてやる。勝ち誇りたかったのだよ。お前に私の研究の偉大さを見せびらかすことでな。お前が絶望するほどの差を知らしめてやろうとしたのだ。なのにあの妙な若造のせいで全て台無しだ。そしてお前がそんな私を見て鼻で笑っていたのも知っているぞ。どこまで親をバカにすれば気が済む。
笑ってなんて。
この論文に意見が欲しいのか？意見ならここで言ってやる。
Nakabachi rolls right over Kurisu's objections. It's like he doesn't even hear her voice.
この論文は私の名前で発表する。以上だ。
まさか、パパ。
That's bad. Don't. Stealing is bad.
Because I was thinking maybe if you were okay with the idea, we could publish it under both of our names. I mean, after all, you're the one who inspired me to write it.
Don't be ridiculous. Go home.
What?
If this paper sees the light of day, it'll do so under my name.
Excuse me? That's called stealing.
なんだと？
私の論文、盗むの？そんなことだけはしない人だって思っていたのに。
Nakabachi suddenly whirls and strikes Kurisu across the face. What do I do? I know I should do something, but what?
誰に対して口を聞いておるのだ。
Okering do something. Nakabachi throws the paper aside and seizes his daughter by the throat. Kurisu gasps for air. Her face twists in pain as his grip tightens.
お前に私の気持ちがわかるか？なぜお前はそんなに優秀なのだ？私はお前が憎い。存在そのものが疎ましいのだよ。私より優秀な人間などこの世にいてはならんのだ。わかるか？ 辱なのだ。娘が親より優秀でいい道理などない。だから遠ざけた。お前と親子だと思われるのが耐えられなかった。お前がいたせいで、お前のせいで。
This is completely absurd. He's blaming her for his own failures. I've seen enough. He's the killer for sure. I burst from my hiding spot.
よせ!
I ram him with my shoulder as hard as I can, knocking him away from Kurisu. Kurisu gasps for breath.
なんだお前は。
クリスは殺させない。
I'm going to save Kurisu. I'm going to save her and change the future. Even a weakling like me can pin down an old man like Nakabachi. Then, I can get Susaha to call the police and... The memory of Kurisu's body flashes through my mind. No, it won't turn out like that. Steadying himself with one hand against the wall, Nakabachi gets to his feet and looks straight at me. The instant our eyes meet, his face twists in rage.
さっきのお前のせいで私の発表会は台無しだ。
His presentation? Right, of course. I called him out on his lies in the middle of his presentation. Nakabachi is mistaking me for my past self. Understandable, since we look exactly the same.
よくも抜け抜けと私の前に顔を出せたな。どいつもこいつも私の邪魔ばかりする。さてはお前、クリスと示し合わせていたな。そうだ、そうなんだろう。
He's delusional.
許さんぞ、ガキども。
Nakabachi glares at me with bloodshot eyes, then takes something out of his pocket. At first, I can't tell what it is. But then, I see it glint in the dim light. A knife. The blade is about 20 centimeters long. I can't help but shiver at its cold shine. Why is he even carrying something like that? Is he completely insane? Wait, is that the weapon that killed Kurisu? I won't let that happen. Darn, why is my brain so fixated on that scene?
私をバカにするな!
You were my heckler, weren't you? I see. You were in cahoots to make nattering old Nakabachi shit the bed during what should have been his moment of glory. Well, you succeeded. But success comes at a price.
Nakabachi charges like an enraged bull, with no sign of hesitation whatsoever. He raises his knife high. I instinctively dodge back. The knife misses me by a hair. He gathers himself for another strike. The sight of his face twisted in madness and rage fills me with terror. I want to scream. He's going to kill me. No, don't be afraid. I can't die here. The past is already decided. But wait, if the past is already decided, then doesn't that mean I can't save Kurisu? I shake off the thought. Just think about saving her. Swallowing my fear, I force myself to stop running away. Instead, I lunge forward. I knock Nakabachi's hand aside. The knife falls from his grip and clatters to the floor. I leap on it and pick it up. That was easier than I expected. I look up in surprise. Nakabachi has taken a screwdriver from a toolbox left in the passage. Kurisu is walking towards him, pleading with him to stop. She's completely defenseless. No, Kurisu, stay away from him. You're the one in danger, not me. Just when I thought I disarmed him, he finds something else. Even a screwdriver can kill with enough force behind it. Kurisu glances at me, but she doesn't move. Why won't she run away? Nakabachi has completely lost his mind. Nothing she can say will reach him.
お前さえいなければ
Nakabachi turns to Kursu, brandishing his screwdriver. But Kursu still doesn't run away. Blood spurts from the arm Kursu used to guard her face. She's going to die. I have to do something. I grip the knife firmly in my hands. Kursu won't die if I kill Nakabachi first. That image again. Stop getting in my way. I won't be tied to that past. I need to do this. To change the future. To save Kursu.
Nakabachi!
As Nakabachi raises his arm for another blow, I thrust my knife at his unprotected back. Kursu, no! Through the knife, my hand feels resistance. The sensation of tearing through flesh, scraping bone. It's surprisingly tough. But at the same time, I feel the flesh pulsating. It shifts in time with my victim's breath. I stabbed... I can't believe my eyes. What happened? I tried to stab Nakabachi. The blade should have pierced his back. And yet... At the last minute, Kursu forced herself between us. As if to protect Nakabachi. Strength drains from Kursu's body. She slumps against me, her head on my shoulder.
バカどもにはふさわしい末路だ。
Oh God! Oh my God! Look at that. Poetic justice all around, I'd say.
Laughing maniacally, Nakabachi picks up the dropped thesis and runs to the elevator at the far end of the hall. I can't chase him. I know what's going to happen if I don't stop him, but I can't take a single step. Is this the joke? Is this the punchline? I wanted to know who killed Kursu. And now... Kursu speaks. Her voice is barely a whisper. I feel something wet on my hands. Wet and warm. Blood. Kursu's blood. Gushing from her wound. It's warm, but not hot. And yet, it feels like it's burning my hands. I try to pull the knife out. If I can stop the bleeding, maybe she'll be okay. But my hands won't move. It's like they've turned to stone. My arms, my fingers. No matter how hard I try, they won't move an inch. Kursu's breathing quickly grows labored. She's suffering. I didn't mean for this to happen. This isn't what I wanted. Why won't my hands move? I want to pull out the knife. I want to ease her pain. Why won't my body obey me? It's as if someone else is in control. Kurisu's body convulses against mine. The pain must be unbearable. Is there nothing I can do to help her? I want to cry. The only thing I can do is ask.
あれでも父親だから私ずっと認められたかったパパに認めて欲しくていつも勉強でも今さ 私なんて認めたくなかった。バカみたいよね。なのになんで私パパをかばったのかな。ごめんなさい。見ず知らずのあなたを巻き込んで。いた。私死ぬのかな。死にたくないよ。こんな終わり。いや。
Her voice is fading fast. Don't die. Please don't die on me. But my prayers are in vain. Her body suddenly grows heavy. I can no longer hear the sound of her breathing. And yet, the blood from her wound is still warm. I killed her. I killed her. The one who killed Kursu was me. As I scream, another me looks down from above. As he hears the sound of my despair, the last piece of the puzzle clicks into place. The scream I heard that day was my own. And we're gonna leave it off there. Not the best place to leave it off, of course, but due to the nature of the game being very lengthy, it kind of requires me to do so. That didn't go well. I mean, like, out of all of our things that we've attempted to do in this game, that one didn't go well. But we'll figure out more of the aftermath of that next time. Thanks for watching. Or possibly not thanks if you didn't like it. Thanks for watching regardless. And you may or may not have liked it. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye!